Greetings, family. Some years back, we were very excited when we received the news that ECOWAS, that is the Economic Community of West African States, that is the bloc that is even becoming political and being used by the West to punish the ES, that it was introducing. Then it was a good community. We were looking forward to having a community like that with one passport, and open borders and all that. It was working. But they introduced an ECO. ECO was supposed to be a currency of ECOWAS countries. Like they all introduced the same currency from Nigeria to Senegal on the other side, from Mali to Ghana, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire. They would have the same currency, which is not pegged to the euro like the CFA franc. So they wanted to drop the CFA franc and in its part introduce
their own eco.
their own. Remember, we have countries like Ghana, like Nigeria, who were not colonized by the French. I think countries like Guinea Conakry, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Sierra Leone, they have their own currencies. So those countries were also supposed to drop their currencies and adopt the eco, because it was supposed to be a block. It's like the euro. See, it was supposed to be beautiful. And they launched it, and everybody wanted it. Even for us in the east of Africa, we were happy because we knew this is the new Africa. Actually, we would look at it and we would call my friends in the West Africa and I tell them, this is cool, this is huge, this is beautiful. Some months later, I saw Emmanuel Macron and the president of Cote d'Ivoire shaking hands that now the eco will be printed by the France. It will go through like the CFA, like the Central Bank of France.
Go through their
it will be printed by France. It will be pegged to the euro and all that. And now it is just the CFA which will have changed the name to ECO, and then it will be covering now the whole West African. That means countries like Ghana, countries like Nigeria will have to adopt a new colonial currency.
Everybody now is binded by that. Whether you are francophone
or not. Right now we talk about 14 countries across Africa which have the CFA. And these 14 countries will have will include countries even in the Central Africa who use the CFA, although a different CFA to the Western one. But now this guy had already sold it. So what happened is Ghana said no, we are not getting into this. Nigeria did the same. But guys, this weekend on Sunday, 7th July 2024, something crazy was brewing, and there was an ECOWAS meeting, an ECOWAS summit, and Nigeria has changed its tune to supporting the ECO, meaning they had refused. That time it was the previous president, Muhammad Buhari. Now with Tinubu, it's like they are changing the direction. And a major change of direction is expected during the summit, which was held yesterday in Abuja. Indeed, under the presidency of the Nigerian head of state, Bola Tinubu, the country now seems to support the ECO, the community's long-awaited common currency. This reversal of position by Nigeria and an economic heavyweight in the region should have a significant impact on the discussions that will take place during the summit. The adoption of ECO is a hot topic that has divided ECOWAS member countries for several years. The Abuja summit will therefore be an opportunity to see if this change in Nigeria's position will finally make it possible to issue forward and realize the dream of a single currency for West Africa. You see, but I told you my problem with it. The president of Cote d'Ivoire already gave it. He's married to a French. Probably he gave it away as dowry. Then maybe Macron said, dude, you know you have not paid the bride price or dowry. And he said, here's the eco. Amen. It was good. So we are seeing Tinubu wanting to support it. One, because he's a friend of, or he's a subordinate or a marionette. And he's also the chairman of ECOWAS this year. So, sometimes we want to get ourselves out of slavery, but there are some other people. We keep
finding ourselves
sellouts.
And I'm foreseeing the same thing happening in Africa as long as we will not have youth that will stand up against puppets like Tinubu. Nigerian youth, I saw them rally, organizing.
Yeah, after Kenya, Gen Z protests, Ruto must cope protests. We are seeing Ghana organizing their protests for September. Ghana actually gave their government 3 months. They gave them 3 months notice.
You expect, okay.
In Nigeria, it's 10th August. So if you're in Nigeria,
get ready.
Get ready because
it's happening. And this is the kind of thing that we need to do as African youth, because until we take matters into our own hands, people like Tinubu will always fall for their master's tricks. Like the ECO, it's just clear that this is the CFA rebranded, So for your president to go again and support this kind of nonsensical currency, it must make you angry as African youths. You can't allow that to happen. Right now, when people are seeing, when young Kenyans are seeing, the Gen Zs are seeing things happening in other countries, for example, Uganda and all these other countries, Tanzania, the comments in social media are like, it can never be Kenya. Because they've set the standard to say, whatever nonsense that you think you can achieve in our country, as a politician, rest assured we will take action against you. And the politicians are now becoming fearful of the young people, because now they can't be living extravagant and doing all of this and taking decisions that are not benefiting them as the population. So until we stand up as young people, nothing will change for Africa.
And there's a problem with the generations. Like in Kenya, we are talking about Gen Z and millennials being the people who are fighting.
Some people might not know what Gen Z is. Generation Z.
Yeah. Of course, they know the generations. We have from the
Alphas,
silent, boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z, Alpha. So one of our African brothers explained how these generations are affecting our leadership. Like, for example, the boomers always wanted to work for the white man. So if you have a boomer president who is mentally colonized, they will always want to serve.
Always see themselves inferior.
And that's the problem we're having with those guys, those boomers. Then came Generation X. Generation X want to live like the white man. You see, the parent wanted to work for the white man, so he became assistant manager, blah blah blah. He got some money, took this Gen X to school. Gen X wants to live like the white man, so they can do anything. They can sell their country.
They can marry the white man.
They can marry.
They admire everything about the white man.
They admire. They so that they can get rich quickly. Quickly, you see corruption cases and all that. Then not all got there at the point of being corrupt and all that. So comes the millennials from 1981 up to 1996. Millennials. These are people who saw their parents toiling, being employed. It's crazy. They don't like it because their parents never had time. So they want to develop businesses. They want to be self-employed. Develop
they want
systems.
Things to work so that they can be able to also expand their businesses.
Exactly. It's all about being independent, being self-employed, having your own companies and all that. So,
but can you do that if the systems don't work?
So comes the Gen Z. Gen Z do not care about being employed or anything. They want to be independent. They want to have their own businesses, but they want the systems. They want systems which work for them. And that is why, if you come to Kenya, we are fighting for systems to work for us.
So that we can push our hustles and know that at least when I do this, things are going to align. You know, you can't keep working and things are not aligning.
And that's why you see, like, Traore is a millennial. You see? He's a millennial. And for him, he's not those early millennial. He's like those...
in between.
Yeah. So he's kind of almost in between. So here we have people who want to run business and want systems to work. That's why for them, he will do anything to ensure that it's working and is not depending on the white man. It's him. You see? But now these other guys who just want to be like, white man, steal from the people,
dine with the white man, marry the white woman.
And finally, we have Generation Alpha because X is from 1997 to 2009 or 2010. Then from 2010, 2011. Now those are the ones who bring the family, the normal families, because we know father, mother, and children. That's what we grew up knowing. But nowadays, because of a lot of
copying the white man's lifestyle,
you find single motherhood and all that. But they grew up hating that because they grew up without a dad. Now they want to have a father. They want their kids to have a father. So they will bring back the family system. Yeah, we are going there.
Tinubu. Until your youth
is a boomer.
Yeah, until your youth take action against the corruption, the whatever that is going on in Nigeria, you will stay there. But once they stand up and realize that, no man, we are sleeping on the job here. It relies on us. Our country, our country relies 100% on us. We are the decision makers after all. Change will happen in Nigeria. Nigerian youth population is high.
I'm waiting for August 10. Actually, I might be there.
Yeah, I think we should travel to Nigeria.
Anyway, guys, we wish Nigeria all the best. But the ECO should be independent. It should be like the Naira or the CD or the Gambian Dalasi. Okay? It should be independent with the central bank and monetary system, not the France central bank. No, guys.
Yeah, I think it reminds me of what Zimbabwe, the deal that Zimbabwe has with the coin. The
Zim coin.
Zim coin.
Zim gold,
It reminds me, I think it's a similar situation where you find that it's attached to
the dollar. Yeah, that's crazy. So guys, we would appreciate your support. We have a Buy Me a Coffee link. It's only $5 per coffee. In the description, you find Buy Me a Coffee / African Bars. You click on it. You just, it's $5. We also have super chat, super thanks. We appreciate your support and watching, sharing. That's amazing support. We see you in the next one. Bye bye.